Public Q&A presents Ask Reddit question. What's the most overpriced thing you've seen? A couple of years ago, Marks & Spencer Food, a high-end supermarket in the UK, tried selling cauliflower steak, which was a thick slice of cauliflower for £2.50. It was covered in plastic. You could literally buy a whole cauliflower in the same row a bit further down for 40p. They were crucified for it. It was hilarious, lol. Anyone remember Whole Foods asparagus water? 3 stalks of asparagus in a bottle of water, $6. $800,000 for a 500 square foot condo in Toronto. As somebody who lives in a 700 square foot condo in Toronto, I feel this on a spiritual level. That's an expensive shoebox. I remember seeing a basic scientific calculator for like $300. The TI-84, which is the standard for most high school math classes, still goes for $100 even though it's been out many years and has seen no innovation. I got an 84 when it first came out in the early 2000s. It is literally the same price now and has barely been upgraded in nearly 20 years. That thing should be graphing in 3D, wirelessly connecting to other calculators to share data sets, etc., and be lightning fast, but nope. Still the same old Windows 95 era technology. Thanks standardized testing for that. That being said, I still love my TI-84, and you see them on people's desks in big engineering corporations. If you need to do anything that you can't do on a TI-84, you need a computer for Excel or MATLAB anyways. The $700 juicer. As if a Wi-Fi connecting juicer was even necessary, let alone worth the price point. Juicer, since it didn't even actually juice anything, just squeezed bags of pre-made juice. I saw a video of someone squeeze the packets faster than the machine. It's the biggest waste of money, because imagine being unable to use your juicer because NBN is being set up. I saw a small thing of Lysol wipes being sold for $22 in a store last week. Edit. Wow, thank you for the awards. I was in a small business in the US, for those wondering. Smells like price gouging. Report that shit, my friend. Google where to report price gouging in your state/area and fill it out. BRB off to report my drug dealer. I tried that, but the cops just arrested him, and now my guy charges more. BRB off to report my college/university. I swear people sell oddly shaped Cheetos for thousands. Literally thousands. There's a $50,000 HDMI cable on Amazon. I once read a review of an audiophile grade Ethernet cable. This guy actually claimed changing the Ethernet cable from his router to his PC made his music sound better. Bahaha. One of the funnier things I read regarding audiophile nonsense. Want something funnier? Search for audiophile quantum chips. It's literally a sticker that you are supposed to stick on components in your audio equipment that is supposed to make it sound better. Or a cable cooker. Also one of those great inventions that make your cables sound better. That's some huge horseshit right there, and it's both sad and hilarious that some people fall for it. The original intelligent chip is a small orange plastic wafer the size of a camera's photo chip. When the intelligent chip is placed on top of a CD player, it automatically upgrades a CD, or any optical disc, when the CD is allowed to play for 1 to 2 seconds. The upgraded CD will lack the typical digital shrillness, hardness and thinness, be more correct sounding, and have considerably better inner detail and dynamics. In short, the CD will sound like a remastered version. The effects are permanent. The intelligent chip delivers a specific number of treatments, 10 for the GSIC 10 and 30 for the GSIC 30. If one attempts to treat a CD that's already been upgraded, the intelligent chip recognizes the CD has been upgraded and won't use up a treatment unnecessarily. Holy shit, lol. I saw some audiophile speaker cable that was $300 US/foot. There used to be a nerdy collector's store nearby, and when I was about 10, 20 years ago, PFFF, I used to love it in there. Even if not buying anything, I was stunned by the individual Pokemon cards that they had in the glass cabinet, with their rarity emphasized by their ridiculous prices. There was one that always caught my eye. The Ancient Mew cards. With baffling illegible text, the whole card being shiny, and it being Mew, this was amazing. The £150 price tag showed that this thing was so special. They had it displayed in its own, velvet-lined box. Me and a couple of friends dreamt of owning that thing one day. For reference, the Charizard was £15. It turned out that it was only a promotional card for Pokemon the Movie 2000. I bought one due to sheer nostalgia on eBay a few years ago, still in its packet for £4. Talk about achieving your childhood dreams. I have that card. You've made me want to go dig them out now. When I played MTG, as a kid I always loved looking at the rare and expensive cards. They also had a lot of signed cards by one of the artists. I guess the guy lived in the area, and was really nice about signing his cards, if you mailed him one with a return envelope. And you know what I just realized 10 seconds ago? The fact that he lived in the area does not really matter if you were mailing the cards to him. When I was in Dubai 2 years ago, there was a cell phone store in the mall that sold phones that ranged from $30,000 to $120K. They were basically phones covered in diamonds and gold. That's $100,000 for something that is probably already obsolete. A few years back, Nordstrom was selling a rock in a leather pouch for $85. Neiman Marcus used to put out the most hilarious Christmas gift catalog. One year they offered his and hers Learjets. No kidding. Just about anything in that catalog was wildly overpriced. More recently, they offered in their Christmas book, as a potential gift, a Boeing business jet for the wonderfully affordable price of north of $35 million. Edit, correct the jet price wording. Is $35 million for a business jet overpriced though? I have absolutely no idea what they normally cost, but I probably would have guessed more than $35 million. What you do is find the same jet on Amazon and price match. Then buy it from AliExpress for a fraction of the price, and on delivery day open the box to find a 1995 Suzuki. But man, can that thing fly. Depends on the jet. A small, entry-level Cessna Citation will be $1.5 million new, while current production start at $85 million for a 737-based version. Bring lots more if you want a 777ER version. My mom always called Neiman Marcus needless markup. She's right, of course. I wouldn't pay a penny more than $20M for that business jet. Thought of the same thing. This size of rose quartz should go for $2. I'm pretty sure I bought exactly that same kind of rose quartz egg as a kid from a museum gift shop for $5. I saw an external zip disk reader in the clearance bin of Walmart for 10% off its original price in 2011. So, it was going for $180 and had parallel ports in 2011. Walmart is weird with prices on stuff like that. I want to say it was 2 years ago, I saw a whole shelf of unopened copies of the game Legendary for PC. They were on sale for $49.99. I had bought it the month prior as part of a bundle with 9 other games in it that cost me $5. We still have a PS2 memory card to pack that is still labeled at $20. I doubt it even is on inventory, it's just some legendary item we've had on hand for decades. We also have a copy of The Cloudy, with a chance of Meatballs WII game for $49.95. The memory card might actually be worth something TBH. The PS2 era is starting to hit the retro age. I wonder, will digital downloads affect the new retro stuff like the PS2? I don't need a PS2 to play some games because they're on the PlayStation Store. Even with backward compatibility, the PS3 can still play PS2 games. But for the sake of novelty and having the entire setup, sure, I can see it making a lot of money. But how much comparatively is the question? For a while Walmart was selling copies of MAG at full price, even though it was online only and the servers had been shut down for a year at that point. I love it. Thrift stores and others have no idea what old electronics are worth, hint, zero. Anybody wants some Win95 software? They just are not able to toss it, so the junk stays on their shelves. LMAO, a tech shop where I live, is trying to sell PS2 Madden games from like 2007 for $20. Celebrity line of products. Companies hike the prices of products by hundreds of dollars just because the name of a celebrity was on it. I remember when I first got my Nintendo Switch, I went to Walmart to get a new micro SD card for it. Now I looked up the price on their website beforehand, $35, so I knew what I was looking for. Asked a dude in the tech department where the SD cards are because I want a bigger one for my Switch. He brought me over to the game aisle and showed me the same size card, same brand I looked up online, but for $45. I what the fucked at this a bit, so I made my way over to the camera aisle and found the same exact SD card for $35. The difference. The $45 card had BOTW branding on the package. That's it, not even on the card itself, just a picture of Link on the cardboard. That was like 3 years ago and I'm still angry. Same thing. I can get SD cards for trail cameras that are camo, and they are roughly $10 to $15 more than regular SD cards. Same cards, just easier to lose in the woods. I know it's not the same, but I need cuttlebone for my birds. I never buy it at the bird section, because double the size is half the price at the reptile section. Often better quality, too. Great for pH control in fish tanks too. Gwyneth Paltrow wants to know your location. I'm here, Gwyneth, come get a dick candle. I have to admit, I am interested in smelling the vagina candle she has, but for some reason a cock candle is not sounding appealing to me. Not in the least bit. Come to think of it, the vagina candle is also not that appealing. When you realize you're asexual, thanks to Gwyneth Paltrow. Edit, posted this last night while high as fuck. Woke up to my first award. Thank you, kind stranger. Light skin tone dancer. In a downtown consignment shop, an oil painting of sheep grazing in a meadow had a price tag of $18,700. It was by an unrecognized artist. When asked why it was priced so high, the shopkeeper said, because someone will like it and buy it. My high school art teacher told me your piece is worthless until you has a buyer. Same idea. That's the feeling I get when watching Storage Wars. Bubba bought a unit for $2,000. He found petrified rat shit worth $500, a broken table leg from a generic IKEA table worth $1,200, and 2 strings from what he assumes is a guitar worth $600. Bubba made a nice profit of $300. All I can think is who the fuck is going to buy that junk for the prices they think it's worth? That show is entirely fake, anyway. The Yup guy got pissed about something some time ago and came out and revealed it's all fake. They plant good items into the storage units for them to find so they can showcase/feature whatever specialist they wanted to feature that episode. It is so obvious too. We overbought this unit with 3 boxes and a mattress and found a 18th century military saber tucked away in the rafters. Let's go see how much it's worth. Even the regular items are way overpriced. I once saw them find the exact same slow cooker I have at home, and they said it was worth $50. I bought mine new for $20, and pretty much every thrift store has a couple of them for like $5 to $10 available. Had a client who ran an antique store in their retirement, and they said that if something didn't sell for 2 to 3 months, they'd go and raise the price by 50 to 100%, and it would generally sell. Sometimes I carve wooden spoons for fun, and sometimes I like to sell them. When I was selling them for an entry-level price, I couldn't sell one. Doubling the price got me 4 orders in under a week. My grandfather restores antique furniture for a living. He charges more than he needs to, and his reasoning is that people will associate high price with quality. As long as you can meet their quality expectations, the price is fair. Long as you meet their quality expectations, the price is fair. I love that. That's something to remember. A lot of art is overpriced for that exact reason. It is worth exactly the amount someone is willing to pay for it. It can be ugly as sin, but if it catches the eye of someone with more money than sense, it will sell for millions. There was that novelty app a while ago that was just a red gem. App Store made him delete it. But he was always upfront what it was. I Am Rich was priced at the max expense for an app then, $999.99. On Google Play, an applet that went free for one day, and I installed it just for shits and giggles. Still have it. I'd be very suspicious of such an app. An app whose purpose is bragging rights for being rich placed for free stinks of second intentions, like spy/malware/data harvest/mining, etc. I wouldn't touch it. The reason it is placed for free for a limited time, then put back to the insane price, is so that people will see it has many installs, and will be more likely to buy the app to see why everyone else bought it. Assuming they have disposable money. Back in high school, that app was the very first thing anyone would install after jailbreaking their iPhone. Interesting. I didn't know anything about the app and looked it up. They said it was only on the App Store for a day. I once saw a Harvard Law app. May have been a book or something before ebooks were big. This was a long time ago. On the Apple App Store for $9.99 edit. I remembered it wrong. The app was not $9,999. I found this article from 2010 about an app called BarMax that was $999 and was created by a Harvard Law alumnus. This is probably what you're remembering. I saw a snowmobile motor for $4,000. It wasn't even new. It was like a 90s motor. It is the same thing with boats. An outboard motor is like always $1,500 or more. However, if you buy the motor with a boat attached to it, you are paying the same price. Yeah, I don't know why they are so expensive. You can buy a snowmobile for $1,500 with the same motor, and have other parts you can sell. That $6 asparagus water Whole Foods sold a couple years ago. It was a 16 ounces bottle of water with 3 stalks of asparagus. Also, everything from Goop. One of my favorite John Oliver sketches. Cell phone plans in Canada. Beef jerky here in the UK. In the US, beef jerky costs around $30 a pound, around £23 in the UK. It is one of, if not the most, expensive beef products you can buy, other than a live cow. That's because it loses 2/3 of its weight when it's dried. That's why it costs 3x as much as plain beef. Even in the good old US of A, although I'm sure it's relatively better. Keto nuts will recommend it from some protein on the go, but unless it's just a Slim Jim, you're in for it. TP on OfferUp back in March. Have you checked the prices of Clorox wipes on Amazon? A 3-pack can go for $200. I stock wipes and the shelf is always sold out. I can put out 200 of them, and by the time I finish the rest of the cart it's empty again. Want to know what's weird? The shit isn't being bought fast enough. I worked at a warehouse that distributes Clorox wipes, among other things, to various stores throughout the South. Our warehouse is literally full of the damn things. Our shelves are full. We've got pallets triple stacked on the floor full of wipes. I'd almost swear someone is trying to create a false scarcity. Hey, want to hook a brother up? Me too. I too am a brother needing a hooker. I'm a hooker. Could use a brother. It's madness. I don't believe people are keeping their houses this clean. I just imagine basements piled up with unused disinfectant wipes. Probably these are the people trying to sell it online for 5x the price. I bought a couple containers when the pandemic started and used them for a while on high-touch surfaces. But it's really become clear that fomite, physical object, transmission isn't as huge of a worry as we initially thought. Just wash your hands fairly regularly. So now I have a few containers gathering dust. It's a real bummer for people like me who just want to get a container of whips here and there to actually just do regular cleaning. Like WTF people, my wife just scored a 3-pack for $10 yesterday. They were sold out in minutes. It's the first time I've seen disinfectant wipes for less than fuck you pricing since this whole thing started. I'm actually still skeptical, but we'll see. They're supposed to come tomorrow. Edit, by 3-pack I mean 3 containers of 80 wipes I think. So it's a really cheap price compared to normal. Edit, smiling face with smiling eyes, thanks for the cake day wishes. Printer ink. I had a friend in college who would buy a new $20 printer every time the ink ran out, because it was cheaper than buying ink. Where is he getting $20 printers? The year 2004 I bought a $30 printer not too long ago. But it may have been around Black Friday. She bought them at Staples or some office supply place. They are truly the shittiest printers you've ever laid eyes on, but they came with one ink cartridge, and the replacements were double the cost of the printer. But the ink cartridges that came with the printer were only about 1/4 full, if that. 1/2 capacity. I worked for Office Depot many years ago for 10YRS. Printer ink is a scam by the big 3. Fairly sure companies actually lose money on printers and recoup profit from ink. What a play. Printer ink is criminally expensive, cheaper to buy a new printer already with ink in it. Edit, didn't know this many people were so passionate about laser printers. Insulin. Discovered over 100 years ago, and is now synthetically produced and still is being sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars in many cases. The drug companies decided they were going to make their gigantic profit margins off life-saving medicine. I remember when you could get test strips for like $10 over the counter. Now everyone wants a prescription and a wad of cash. Like I'm never not going to be diabetic. Why do I need to keep renewing this prescription? A friend lost his legs at the hip in a car accident. He had to go to the Social Security office every year to prove that he was still disabled. As a machinist who has made things for the military, most people don't understand what overpriced means. Preach. I bid a job for the military, and they told me my bid was too low. I added a 0 and got the job. Price I initially quoted would have been profitable for me. My friend's father was consulting at Visa, the card company, and he recommended a mutual friend to solve this IT problem and put them in touch. The friend quoted them $1,500. The company wasn't interested. When friend's father heard about it, he told our friend they wanted a $50,000 solution, not a $1,500 solution. A friend of mine bid for some data protection work and quoted £150,000, but the contract was given to a company bidding £3M. Off the record, the decision maker said, if I give the work to someone charging £150,000 and it goes wrong, I get booted out. If I give it to a company charging £3 million and it goes wrong, it's worth my company going to court, and I keep my job. Family friend I know told the exact same story, but for a law firm. A company came in and requested a quote for legal aid. He gave them one, and the guys said, yeah, that's too low. We know firm is top ranked, but if I give this to my boss he'll think I'm taking a cheap route. So the friend just tripled the price, and the guy accepted it. LOL. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I once knew a guy who worked at a place that made large bolts. If I remember correctly, they would charge the general public something like $8/bolt, and the military $85 for the same exact bolt, and they didn't bat an eye. There's so much fucking waste with our military, right down to the nuts and bolts. It's actually a strange side effect of attempting to reduce military spending. Essentially, if a section of the military doesn't use 100% of their budget in a year, they can expect that excess to be cut from their budget next year. This leads to a rush of spending aimed at overpriced products and stockpiles of unneeded parts to use all of their budget. In an actual crisis scenario, they tend to negotiate more reasonable prices on materials to stay in budget because it's difficult to get extra money in the budget. All of this makes a culture of overspending to get a bigger budget so that they don't have to ask for more money when they actually need it. That makes sense. What I think they should do is incentivize going under budget, but then not dropping the budget if they go under, have a set amount for X years. So basically, if it's a 500B budget, and they only spend 300B, then they can throw a pizza party or something. Better be a good pizza party for that price. Gold-plated, diamond-encrusted Nokia cell phone. Why the hell would someone try to put fancy armor around something that's already indestructible? The inside is diamond-encrusted. It's to protect the diamonds. €400 t-shirts in a shop in Zurich. So, it was for gullible tourists, since Switzerland doesn't use the euro. Switzerland and especially Zurich can be really expensive though. I had a friend whose family was in Switzerland, don't know the exact place, and he was telling me that his family goes grocery shopping in the neighboring country every month, or so, thanks to the open borders of EU, because that is a lot cheaper than buying stuff locally. And a lot of other people do the same thing. Bread in Minecraft that would be 60 for emeralds. Heal zombie villagers. They'll give a permanent discount of one item for whatever they're selling. 63 emeralds. It's all about the art of the deal. Diamonds. If there's any doubt on diamonds not really having any value, just look at the resale price. You won't get shit compared to what you initially paid for it. At first, I thought diamonds were in the same league as gold, as in actual rare earth stuff. Turns out it is just a great case study of controlling supply and advertising to make the big bucks. De Beers. Engagement rings. I once saw a scissor to $90. It wasn't anything fancy, it was in a grocery shop. $90. You should know that hairstylists can pay upwards of $2,000 for a pair of scissors. Many actually make payments on the scissors and pay to get them sharpened frequently. I never knew this until I saw the look of disgust and utter defeat when a hairstylist dropped a pair of scissors while I was getting the mop chopped. Bottle service at bars is fucking stupid. I'll just go to a corner liquor store and buy the $4,000 bottle for like 40. Bottle service seems great when I'm blacked out and my friend orders it. When he Venmo requests me the next day, it does not seem great. Error 400 and for friend not found. New phone. Who dis? You're not paying for the liquor, you're paying for the location to drink it. Not worth it to me either, but to many people it is. Well, was thinking that COVID had all but killed the club scene for the next few years. As soon as an official source says, alright, get back to it, most party people will fucking run to their bar or club of choice. Bingo. I've done it, just for the ease of it, and get to hang out with my friends instead of getting bumped into in the mosh pit by the bar. Especially with you go with a quiet of few people, everyone chips in a little, and you almost have a home base for the night where everyone gets to get space and talk to each other. As someone who is half blind, glasses. I get the dirt cheap ones, and it still costs over $100 for the privilege of being able to see. Weddings. I don't disagree with wanting the day to be special and memorable, but the industry jacks up the prices if they know it's a wedding, and there are way more affordable options while still getting to celebrate love and the future. No reason to break the bank. Use the money saved for even more memories. At least part of the wedding tax is justified. Vendors will often put more effort into wedding stuff over non-wedding stuff, and will often even have backups ready. If something happens to your wedding cake minutes before it is picked up, you want them to have a backup cake ready, because a refund at the last minute is next to useless since you won't be able to find a suitable replacement ready to go in the next hour. Sure, the cheap party favors and other plastic crap you buy months in advance that you have plenty of time to replace shouldn't have a wedding markup, but the day of stuff that had weeks of prep, it is better to pay a bit extra to cover the backups and prevent bridezilla meltdowns. I agree, I think the expectations are way higher for weddings, the amount of emotional labor that goes into it for vendors is higher, and it's just more difficult work. There's a world of difference between making someone's birthday cake and making someone's wedding cake. There's also a huge difference between DJing a Sweet 16 party versus a wedding. I do think some of the increased costs are justified. Someone should have told our wedding DJ that it wasn't the same as a Sweet 16, played one song out of a list of 50 I'd like to hear during the evening. Took requests from my other guests of crap that I specifically told them not to play. LOL, I was once at a wedding where the DJ was wearing Beats by Dre and playing what must have been 128 kbps MP3 files off his laptop. Music was way too loud and the compression made it painful. Apparently, the guy made $3,000 for the night. Emotional labor, this I can't even tell you without getting a little fatigued how much this goes into the prep, and especially the work on the day of. I do wedding photography, the expectations, even with a tight contract, are off the charts. Without fail. Nook's Cranny selling a chess set for 100,000 bells. Edit, thanks so much for my first awards. Also, the houses. How does the price go up so much just by adding one room? TF, he doesn't charge interest. He doesn't care how frequently you pay him, he offers to upgrade. It's not mandatory, but you're absolutely right. Why does a basement cost 2.5 million bells? They come lift your house up and construct a fully finished basement, and replace your house back, just like it was, and they do it literally overnight. You aren't paying for the house, you are paying for the service. Plus, everything is more expensive on an island. I accidentally bought an illegally imported 4-pack of Jol pods from Canada. I instinctively said mint, knowing they didn't exist in New York anymore. Well, he pulled out a hidden pack with French warnings on it. I paid over $10 per pod. Nicotine is a bitch. Why did they remove mint in New York? Food in movie theaters. The prices of everything is jacked up so much. For the big blockbuster movies, theaters have to give 100% of ticket sales to the studio for like the first 6 to 8 weeks after release. So theaters actually lose money showing movies. That's why they have to charge so much for food and drinks. Yeah, it's sort of like gas stations. They don't buy the gasoline for that much less than they sell it for. Most of them are profitable purely because of like candy and cigarette sales. Liechtenstein. Quite a few unnecessary cloud subscription services. There's a lot of them that don't need reoccurring costs. A lot of times you're not getting anything extra except maybe a bug fix or upgrade. You should never have to pay for bug fixes, and there was a time, if you wanted a major upgrade, you'd just buy it flat out. Most college textbooks. I remember seeing this post about a $275 book that was basically a stack of loose leaf paper. My pillow. $80 for $10 worth of scrap memory foam in a $1 pillowcase. The first time I saw my pillow ad, I originally thought it was like a comedy sketch, and he was advertising his own pillow. Like, just the one pillow that he sleeps with every night, and you could just rent it out or something for a few days. Now I want to make this a real thing. Uneasy face. Any Harley-Davidson branded merchandise. They're an overpriced t-shirt company who makes motorcycles. Female products, tampons and pads really don't have to be that expensive. I feel bad for women, they can't stop it, it's pretty much free money. Literally any pair of dumbbells during the COVID lockdown. Edit, wow, this blew up. Thank you for the awards. Edit number 2, I ended up buying fitness bands and was fine with it. I managed to walk into a Dick's Sporting Goods, as they were offloading 300-pound barbell sets. When they were helping me load the set into my car, the employees said some guy had driven from Chicago 5 hours and bought a pallet of them. I know that motherfucker must have made a killing flipping them on CL. Yep, this is extremely common in the DC area too. No sporting goods store within 500 miles has weight sets, but there are people on OfferUp and FB Marketplace selling pallets of them. I can't wait until all this is over and these dudes can't give them away. My garage is going to be stacked. Indeed, just waiting patiently for the deals that come up. Damn, I was just thinking of buying some. Legit every aftermarket marketplace selling for 2.5 to 3.50 a pound. No thanks, I'll just get fat, By gaining fat your legs will have to work harder as you perform everyday tasks. Every day is now leg day, don't buy weights, become weights. Weight companies hate him for this one simple trick. Exercise equipment and Nintendo Switch both spiked. Admitted I bought an exercise bike too. I wanted a rower, but all the good ones were already sold out early April. Just saw a pair of 10-pound dumbbells that cost $300 USD and shipping. I just bought a pair for $50 USD plus $15 USD shipping. Had to purchase 2 states over. Everything is incredibly overpriced. The 40-gram Pringles can. It's like 5 chips and it costs €1 and 18 cents. It's not the even pure potato, it is potato starch, I believe. I've seen those go for like £4 on the train, €4 and 42 cents. Reddit coins if it isn't the strongest flex. The one giving the award. A banana taped to a wall. Luxury $1 million homes built with the same wood wall framing, plywood and cheap vinyl siding as normal homes. It's mostly location though. The same house in different parts of the same city can vary widely in price. And when you get to really high-end houses, the prices for some of the stuff that gets put in them is ridiculous. Especially when the materials are basically the same as what's in a cheap house. Yeah. I'm not sure what OP is expecting. Land costs can be the majority of a house cost depending on where you live. A house in the nicer cities around the DC area can easily go for 1.2 M, and it would be nothing special in terms of build quality or size. In the UK, there's a lot of $1 million homes which are built out of stone or beams. By US standards they're small, but people buy them for the history attached and the rural location. Although £1 million can sometimes only get you a studio flat in London. Drugs. I spent a lot of money on them, and all I got for that money was a debilitating disease I had to go to rehab to break. Suppose it also gave me admission into daily 12-step meetings with a lot of pretty great people, but I feel like I'd rather just have a boat, could have bought a nice one with all that money I spent on dope. At its height, I was spending hundreds of dollars a day just to get out of bed. Shit was a total rip-off. Hand sanitizer on Amazon a few months ago. College. Wow. You are still with us. Thanks for being such a nice person. As long as you are here, why not like this video and subscribe to our channel? Also, you can press the bell icon, so you won't miss any future uploads.